Hey you guys. Okay, this is Shell Bella, and I want to first off start by apologizing about the video yesterday. I don't know what happened to my live from yesterday. It will not play. I try to go in there and change the settings. I try to change the way you view the video. It just will not play. Hold on, let me fix this. And excuse the lighting. I'm in my dining room area and the light blew in the area, and I'm working off my 2 lamps over here. So let's get started. Now I'm gonna be telling you how my update based off of my journal that I got. And this is my little IVF ultrasound. Okay, so let's get started. So as you guys know, on the 20th of November, I flew to Brownsville, Texas to go see Dr. Garza in Mexico for an IVF procedure. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. I'm trying to get to my pages that I need. Okay, so I flew out to Brownsville, Texas. Like I was saying yesterday, when I left on the 20th, I did not yet have my cycle. I stopped taking my birth control on the 17th as per the doctor telling me to stop taking it, and my cycle should start 3 days after I stopped taking the birth control. That did not happen, but being that I live in Georgia now, you know, a lot of the women that go to Dr. Garza, their cycles are in sync. They know exactly when to buy the ticket, so they know exactly when to go. So when I bought my ticket to go, thank you so much. You got to tell me how the baby's doing. Congratulations on your boy, Kiosha. So, a lot of women, they know when their cycle's going to come, so they know how to time that ticket, how to buy that ticket. Me, on the other hand, if I wait until cycle day 2 or 3, like he wants you to come, it will cost me way too much. So I flew out there on the whim on the 20th, knowing that my cycle did not start. Once I got there, I felt the weight of my cycle not starting. What am I gonna do? I'm in a sheer panic. I was only staying for 16 days because my baby's birthday was December 8th. So I could not miss her birthday. I don't give a damn if hell freeze over, I was making it. I text Dr. Garza, informed him that I was not gonna come until my cycle came. I was already in Texas, so I was planning on staying in a hotel and doing whatever I had to do to make my cycle come. He informed me to still come. I woke up that morning on the 21st, went to the Motel 6 and caught Dr. Garza's van to go see Dr. Garza. Upon getting there, I was notified that it didn't matter if my cycle started or not, he was still going to do my ultrasound, because if my lining was thin, he would still start my treatment. So thank God he started my treatment. And this is the medication that he started me on. So he started me on 5 of these. Look, I'm holding it all wrong. So I had to take 5 of these. So what he did is he gave me 5 of these, and then I had to come back to him on day 6. The moment they gave me my shot in the doctor's office, I began cramping. By the time I got back to my hotel room, I was full-fledged bleeding. So I think that was his whole idea, to get my cycle to start by starting me on the medication. So I started on that medication. And I just sat in my hotel. I didn't have to go back to him until the day 6, because I had to do 5 of these. So when the last shot I got, I went back the next day. When I went back the next day, he started me on, he gave me more. So he gave me 2 more of these, and then I had to go back to him on the 3rd day. When I went back to him on the 3rd day, he gave me another scan. My follicles weren't yet ready. So he gave me another one of these. I mistaken threw the box away. On the 28th, Steve came to me, and we went back to Dr. Garza on the 29th. On the 29th, then my follicles was ready, and he gave me, this is the trigger shot, and this is more stimulants. Is it in the box? These are the little bottles. I don't know if you guys can see them. He put me on more stimulation. At that time, I only had about, I would say, 10 follicles. 8 follicles. So I did the trigger at 10 o'clock that night. And the funny thing is, me and Steve went to the movie theaters. So in the middle of the movie, I made Steve step out the movie theaters and go into the family bathroom to give me my trigger shot in the bathroom. Oh yes, this shit don't stop. While at Dr. Garza's office that day, they did Steve's blood work and they did my blood work twice. They did my blood work the day that I went, and they did my blood work the day before retrieval on the 29th. They did Steve's blood work on the 29th also, so he was not able to give a sample that day because they wanted his blood work to come back, which is STD, HIV, stuff like that. So Steve was supposed to leave that morning on the 30th. Dr. Garza informed us that Steve can give his sample to the driver and the driver can bring it back to him. We not playing those games, because my thing is, you know how many people give Dr. Garza their husband's sample? I don't need to be walking around with nobody else's baby being on nobody's Maury show. So what we did was, being that Steve's flight didn't leave until that Friday night, we went back to Dr. Garza's office and he gave a sample. And I had the biggest fear, thinking that he was going to have stage fright. He wasn't going to be able to give a sample. When I tell you, Steve walked out of that room so quick and the cup was full, TMI, the cup was full, he was out of that room, in and out. The next day, I went back for my retrieval. Sorry, you guys, my phone, the thing came on. The next day, I went back for my retrieval. Steve was already gone. At my retrieval, and I have a video, I'm going to post it in the group. At my retrieval, after my retrieval, Dr. Garza informed me that they got 14 follicles. They got 14 eggs. They was able to retrieve 14 eggs. A lot of people don't find out from Dr. Garza how many eggs they got until the day of transfer. Luckily, I caught him on the way out the operating room, and I did have 14 eggs. He informed me that he wanted to place the eggs back in, the embryos back in me on that Thursday. I had my retrieval on that Saturday. He wanted to place the embryos back in me on that Thursday. I informed him that I was leaving that Wednesday. There was no way I can do a 5-day transfer. I had to do a 3-day transfer. He did do a 3-day transfer. And at the time of transfer, 11 eggs fertilized. No, he wasn't playing around. 11 eggs fertilized. When I got to transfer, they informed me that 11 eggs did indeed fertilize. There was 4, not eggs. Yeah, it was 4. It was 11 eggs that fertilized, excuse me. And there was 4 AA embryos. AA embryos. So they placed two of the best ones back in. And they asked me, will I like to freeze them right then and there, or will I like to wait until, hey honey, will I like to wait until day 5? Do I want them to grow more? So I informed them, yes, I do want them to see it. I want to see if they can progress, because I want to wean out the good embryos and I want to weed out the bad embryos. And usually when you do a cycle day 3, they're only halfway through the process. So if you wait till day 5, you have a better chance of figuring out which one is going to actually make it or not, because they start hatching. So they did place the 2 best ones, and like I was showing y'all before, he did give me a little ultrasound, and this little thing, I know it's like so minute, but yeah, he gave me an ultrasound. I wanted a picture of my embryo, but the embryologist does not do that. It's not like America, so the embryologist didn't want to do it. Let me see. I called back that Friday and they did inform me that only 4 embryos survived. So I had a total of 11 embryos on that Tuesday. They placed 2 back in, that left 9. So out of those 9 embryos, only 4 of them made it to day 5. Just 4 of them, which I was okay with. I'm fine with. Not a problem. Out of 14, that was pretty good. I did not get to rest. After my embryo transfer, I did not get to rest. Unfortunately, I had to leave the next day. Brownsville Airport is a very, very small airport. So I had to, Serenity, you see my projection? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to fly back home, and I didn't have nobody to help me with my suitcase. Serene, look in my bathroom, my vanity, and give me one of my progesterone boxes. Okay. So I didn't have anybody to help me carry my suitcase. My suitcase was like 45 pounds. It has wheels on it, but being at Brownsville is such a small airport, the lady was like smaller than me. So she couldn't even pick the bag up and put it on the scale. So I had to pick the bag up, put it on the scale. And then it's not like a regular airport where you could pick it up and put it on the scale and they take it behind the counter. You have to pull it back off the scale and then take it to security to have it scanned. Someone asked me if I tested out my trigger. Yes, I did test out my trigger shot, and I think that was the worst thing I could have ever did, because I've never seen a line on my journey, and seeing that line gave me hope.
I don't see it.
It's in the drawer. It's in my vanity next to where all my TTC stuff is.
Okay.
So after the transfer, after the retrieval, they want you to take progesterone. Now, the good thing about Dr. Garza is he give you options. You can either do the oral medication, you can do the suppositories, or you could do the injections. I myself chose the injections, and these are not how they come. They come in a vial, but this is how I chose to do it that way. The first bottle that I got, I must have didn't measure it right, and it's supposed to last you 10 days. Mine's only lasted me 9 days. So what I did with the next bottle, I pre-filled all my syringes. And this is how it looks. And this is how it looks. And Dr. Garza will give you a prescription, and there's only 2 pharmacies in Brownsville, Texas that will even acknowledge his prescriptions. And for 3 of these, it cost me $108, which really wasn't bad. I could have bought it while I was in Mexico, but he does not prefer you to buy the ones in Mexico because the quality is not the same. Yeah, the quality is not the same. So Monday, I go for my betas. Am I feeling hopeful? No, but I don't feel bad either. Like, I just feel like I was telling you guys yesterday, this journey was the least stressful. I'd rather go through the IVF journey than to go through the regular TTC journey, because this IVF journey took the weight off of me. It took the weight off of Steve, and it basically put the weight into the doctor's hands. Like, when I'm TTCing, it's like, okay, I gotta pee on a stick, I gotta time my ovulation, I had to take the medication, I had to watch what I ate, and then, you know, Steve would come home and he would be tired or too tired to be intimate that week, and it would just be a big hassle. But this is like, you don't gotta pee on a stick to see when you ovulating. The doctor give you your medication, he check your follicles, he triggers you, he goes in there and get the egg, he put the sperm and the egg together, and I mean, it's like magic. So I know Tanika's TTC gonna Simply Tanika gonna kill me, but I don't think I got it this cycle, and I'm not trying to be negative at all. I mean, I think this is my defense mechanism of saying I don't think I got it this cycle. That way, God forbid, if I don't get it, I'm not as hurt, and if I do get it, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not DPO. I'm 9 days past 3-day transfer. So the acronym will be 9DP 3DT. I'm 9 days past 3-day transfer. I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm hopeful. I'm excited. Wherever this journey may go, whether I get it this cycle or I don't get it this cycle, I am okay. It wasn't like my regular cycles where, you know, you peeing on the stick and then you got to do the 2-week wait. This was like a breeze for me. This was the best, I think the best decision I made. And like I told you guys yesterday, you know, when it comes to this TTC journey, you have to do what's best for your relationship. And unless people walk in your shoes in this journey, they don't understand that this is a tough journey for your relationship. It's very stressful. And us actively TTCing was tearing me and Steve's relationship down. It was destroying our relationship because it was a constant, and I think it was more or less on my part, it was a constant, we have to do it this time. We you know, before this journey started, it was casual sex. We was casually being intimate or casually loving on each other. And when I started this journey, it became something different. It became a project. It became a job. It became a duty. It became a service. It just became so much other things other than us enjoying each other. For those of you who are watching, if y'all have any questions, please definitely ask me. I try to save as much as I could. I did indeed pay for all my medication in pesos. And I saved my receipt for my pesos. I don't know if y'all can see this. I traded in $800 worth of American cash of pesos, and I got back $15,880 in pesos. And then I made them, I think the lady was pissed off because every time I made a purchase or bought medication, I made them give me a receipt. So this number right here is in pesos. I don't know if y'all can see it. So that was my first encounter. No, this was my first encounter, which was $7,750 in pesos. And that was like equivalent to, like, I want to say $380. Now, when I paid in pesos, if I would have paid in cash, this bill right here alone would have been like $456, I think the lady said. But being that I paid in pesos, I only paid like $3 and some change. And then with this one, I think this one would have been like $250. I paid in peso. I only paid like $130 equivalent to cash. And he doesn't give you your prescriptions on a regular pad. This is how his prescriptions look, you guys. This is how his prescriptions look. So I did make it my business to try to save all these for you guys. Will I go back to him? Will I have, if I had to go back and do this again, I would have. He's a wonderful person. He knows what he's doing. And in fact, he is better than Dr. Maurice. He takes the time out and actually communicates with his patients. He actually takes the time out and calls his patients, talk to his patients, figure out what's going on with his patients, what they need. So, you know, I mean, it was a great experience. I hope, you know, I hope I answered all you guys' questions. Let me tell you guys. So I said this in my last video, but I gotta say it again. I stayed in the Woodspring Suites. That hotel was fucking a piece of garbage. Excuse my language. I got there the first day. The AC/heater did not work. Went downstairs, told them that the AC heater did not work. They gave me some blankets, 2 blankets. The guy came in the next day and he did indeed fix the heater. When I got back to my room after seeing Dr. Garza, the heat was running. But the problem is it was like 82 degrees in Texas. So I walked out of a sauna into a sauna. So I kept on telling my husband that the room smelled funny. Room did not smell right. He thought I was bugging. When I came back from my retrieval, I got back to my room and the smell was even stronger. I went down to the front desk and informed them that my room smelled funny. It didn't smell right. They sent the cleaning lady up and she pulled the cover of the AC off and it was green and brown, like vomit green and brown. She said, we have a company coming out because some of the rooms have mold. So that whole week, I was breathing in that air the whole week. Then before that, I was telling Steve, I think I see roaches. I think this hotel has roaches. Sure enough, something whizzed past my face. Like, you know, on the counter, I seen something like out of my peripheral go past my face. I get the chair, stand up on the counter. There's 2 roaches on the top of the counter. On the top of the cabinet. I informed them at the hotel, like, hey, the air is not clean. Y'all have roaches. There's a big problem. And I'm leaving. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go to the Motel 6. Excuse my language, these motherfuckers going to tell me if I stay, they'll give me 3 free nights. Why would I stay here again? 3 free nights. Y'all got roaches and y'all got mold. So I ended up packing up and leaving and going to the Motel 6. When I tell you the Motel 6 was the best move I could have made, it was clean. I didn't have a problem. Room service came in and cleaned. At the Wood Spring Suite, room service comes in once a week. So you mean to tell me I got to deal with sheets and towels once a week? You only come in and get them once a week? And then they don't come and get your garbage. You have to take your garbage out yourself. You have to dump your own garbage. I've never seen no shit like that in my life. I did test. I took a test this morning. It was negative. Like, I'm talking about as a sheet, white as a sheet. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna hold out. It ain't no big secret. It was white as a sheet. I'm not hurt. I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, it is what it is. It's a process. It's a hit and miss process. I am having PMS symptoms, like my cycle want to start. I don't have any symptoms, pregnancy symptoms, but PMS symptoms and pregnancy symptoms is the same thing. But like I said, now what I need to tell you guys, and I wasn't going to say this before, if this cycle do not work, my plan is to go back in like 3 weeks and do another cycle. Yes, I'm going to go back in 3 weeks and do another cycle. And why I say that is because, one, for your second, if the first cycle don't work with Dr. Garza, and you have frozen embryos, the second cycle is only $500 plus the medication. I had a friend of mine that went today to see Dr. Garza, and she picked up the medication for me. So a lot of women have to go back to him to get the medication. I don't have to do that. She picked it up for me, and she lives in Georgia, so she's gonna bring it back to me. So the second cycle, if you have frozen embryos left over, is only $500. So yes, I still have 4 embryos left over. I am gonna go back. If this cycle fails, I'm gonna go back in January, do another cycle. I only have to stay about 5 to 6 days, the max. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the thing about it is with Dr. Garza, if you have any embryos, it's not like the States where they destroy embryos or they destroy eggs or stuff like that. Dr. Garza will not destroy your embryos, and he will not destroy your eggs. He believes every embryo, well, he will destroy your eggs and sperm, but he won't destroy your embryo. He believes embryos are life. So let's just say all 11 of my eggs fertilized. He put 2 back in. I still had 9 in freeze. If I decided I didn't want to go back to have a baby, he would donate my embryos to someone else. Do I agree with that? Hell no. But I mean, that's his protocol. His protocol is, this is a life. I'm not taking this life. I'm not gonna dispose of these embryos. We're gonna keep them, and then that's that. So I am going to go back. If this cycle didn't work, we hoping it does. Everything's crossed, legs crossed, fingers crossed, everything crossed. If this cycle don't work, I will be going back within 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna go from there. I mean, that's the plan right now. I do start school, but being that I don't have to stay that long, I can go, and he sees you on the weekends except Sundays, and I go to school Monday through Wednesday. I am able to go back for another cycle and not have to miss school. Is there anything you guys like to ask, want to ask, you guys are wondering? I want to know. I mean, it's your time to ask me questions if that's what you want to do. If there's something that y'all want to know that I did not say, please let me know. And I'm sorry that I'm talking so fast. I made the boys take the dogs outside, and I was cooking, but I didn't want you guys to wait any longer. I wanted to get this video out and, you know, share things. I did not get to vlog like I wanted to in Texas because everything was so hectic. I was just trying to focus on the situation at hand. And it's all, you know, when you're doing IVF, it's a survival thing. You're basically just trying to survive. You know what? The injections weren't painful, but the progesterone, when I tell you this progesterone is straight hell, it's an oil. This progesterone is the devil. I'm talking about, I look like, I don't know if you guys watched the Martin, when he stepped out that boxing ring and he had the fucking knots all over. That's how my butt looked. Them injections hurt like a motherfucker. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And if I am pregnant, I have to do these injections for 12 weeks. Up until 12 weeks of pregnancy, these injections. But like I was saying, I didn't get the vlog. But, you know, during this journey, it's a mind game. And I want to think, because this person, when I tell you every minute of the day, I'm talking about we would be on the phone 6, 7, 8 hours. On her break, she was calling me to see if I was mentally okay. I would like to thank Patrice Walker. When I tell you she was heaven sent, like, you know, she just made sure my head was in the game. She made sure I had the things I need. She made sure when I wanted to give up that I did not give up. She told me the things that I didn't want to hear but needed to hear. Like, she is definitely a good fucking person, and I want to thank Patrice Walker. Also, you know, I don't know, you guys. I don't know what to say. Like, I want this to work with all my heart. I really do want this to work, but it's just, I'm right now trying to protect my feelings. I want to protect my feelings. I want to protect my heart. I don't want to feel hurt. And I think because I've seen so many negatives and I've dealt with so much hurt and, you know, and stuff like that, I just want to tell myself it's not going to happen. Oh, you too, pumpkin. I don't know. One thing's for sure, ladies, I appreciate this journey. I really appreciate the journey. I appreciate the struggle. You never know how hard women have it until you, and you know, I met a lot of wonderful women. I seen a lot of hurt and you know, in Mexico while I was there. I seen a lot of women that hurt. I seen a lot of women that don't have any kids and that's all they want. It's a hurtful situation. It really is a hurtful situation. But, all right, ladies, I'm going to let you guys go. I do my betas on Monday. So I will let you guys know what the turnout will be. I don't know. Wish me luck, you guys. Love y'all. Bye.